What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of 4 Dummies, and tonight I am joined with the other 3 dummies. I have Mrs. Skullface.
Hello.
Mr. Just One.
Yo, what's happening?
And Mr. Robert Detoff.
Hello.
And tonight we are going to continue with the collection critique. You know the routine, check your feelings at the door, and if you want the uncut version of this, where we have a whole discussion about fans, toys, businesses, and whether or not they are the exception to the rule or they are the status quo, feel free to check out the Patreon where you can get the uncut of this episode as well as all the other dummy episodes for just $5 a month, along with many more. With that being said, we're going to start with the first entry for tonight. This is Jason.
We got a lot going on here.
Jason is very popular.
Yeah. But like the blue wall with the floating shelves, I know Robert just got.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That all looks nice.
You know, the veterans flag hung up on the wall, mounted to the wall. He's got Masters of the Universe stuff up there. There's a variety. There's Predator. See, that's the thing is it has variety.
The one
right?
huge...
Which is what's key, I think, is sometimes it's just a variety of different things that match, that seem like cohesive. You know, it's the same, it's not unlike this pop shelf that he has where it's like, they're just pops. They all look uniform, but above that, he's got a little bit of extra going on. That stuff is a little hit or miss. But
he's got your Mandalorian, thanks to Robert.
Yeah.
Yo, pops display like garbage. Stop collecting pops.
I disagree.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they're bad. And he's only got a small collection of pops.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you keep them in box, I think it's fine.
Well, I like the little blue shelf area. I don't really like anything else.
Yeah.
Everything else is a little bit cluttered and crowded. And
the one, I think the obvious, like, there's two obvious, like, issues, and they're both the Transformer spaces. But one, you put the bookshelf in front of the window. You kept
which is a no-no.
It's a no-no. Then you kept the back off of it in order to kind of save the window, but it doesn't work. In fact, it just draws more attention to the fact that you put something in front of the window.
So all those figures are going to be yellow.
100%.
Is anybody going to comment on the fact that that display has Megatron eyebrows?
Oh, it does. It does.
Wow. Yeah.
With the streaks, with the cheap streaks.
Well, those are highlights, I'm guessing. Do you think?
No, that's just because he's marker. He used the Sharpie chisel marker.
I don't know. They might be highlights, but But I think that honestly, if you took that off, and I do appreciate the craftsmanship, but it would allow a little bit more light to Megatron's head, the figure underneath.
I was wondering if that was comic Megatron because of the darkness.
Yeah, I was
is this
too.
Prime saluting? Is that what this thing is in front of the Prime
I believe so.
Wow.
Here's the thing about the Prime, right? Like that Prime is a distraction. If you go down to the shelf below, like the little Optimus there, the little box over there to the left, the little purple box, the little red box to the right, like those are all distractions. You go down to the shelf below, he's got all these little tanks and rollers and stuff over to the left, more distractions. They end up taking away from the displays more than they do adding to it. I actually think that your best display on this shelf is your top shelf with like the lunch boxes and
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's symmetrical. It's balanced out. The thermos is balanced out. I don't know. This is what I'm going to say to wrap it up. To go back, the blue wall it's fine. It's nice. It's nothing bad about it. Like I don't particularly care for it for me, but it's not bad. I can't really recommend any changes for that. You got to get the shelf away from the window. And then is this Transformer shelf too a part of it too? With like
so that's the shelf I feel like we need to talk about. Like that's the chaos. That is a Transformers collection without borders or boundaries, and that's what it ends up looking like, which is just total chaos. It is G1 stuff, and then it's all the other stuff too.
So from like this Monopoly shelf down is all G1 toys,
but above it, not the case. Yeah,
I would clear out a lot of the stuff you can and take all the figures that are on that shelf by the window. You take your Megatron shelf and repurpose it over here.
Yeah, I actually don't think the G1 stuff looks bad, like on those shelves. Like he's got like the bigger figures in the back, the smaller figures in the front. It's just when you get beyond the G1 stuff and get into all the other stuff where it starts to like lose its uniformity.
Right, like this black, like I guess it's like a blanket ladder kind of is the only way I know how to describe that type of shelf. But like that thing's just doesn't work.
I agree. Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
Oh wow! Wait a minute. Look at the poster. The one over the floating shelves. That's a faux
above
case.
the lunchbox.
Above the
lunchbox. Look at Prime's pose, right?
Yeah.
And then go left and look at Prime with the flag. He posed him the same way.
I don't think that's the same pose at all.
It's the same.
It's
pose.
similar. It's similar. It's not the same, but it's similar.
Leg up, arm out.
The old leg up. Let's move on to the next entry. This is from Steven. Let's start with the first picture. We got Detolf, overcrowded, on the floor, like same old problems per usual. Nothing really exciting to take note of there. I don't actually mind the Soundwave box on the bottom with the two.
Is that a Soundwave long box?
Yeah, it's like I guess so.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I think that thing's cool.
I feel like it looks like a file box.
maybe it's that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he's got a couple of G1 things-esque over top of it. I think that's okay. And he's got the comics that are graded and framed. I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think they're all right too. I just maybe the position is not probably the best, but
I actually think that the stuff on top of the Detolf is done pretty well. It's a little overcrowded. I think Ratchet's the biggest kind of sufferer of the space.
And Silver Streak underneath Ironhide's armpit.
Yep.
You don't even see him. You might as well just take him out of there.
Yeah. But that's a good use of space overall.
3-dimensional.
And then more overcrowded Detolfs that have
Is that the same? Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Star Wars stuff, you got Alien stuff, which doesn't necessarily the problem is it's not random enough. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like you got two sets of Transformers and then you got Star Wars and Aliens. And
the Alien stuff looks the worst in there too.
Agreed.
He fell prey to the Scourge repaint phenom and the purple and black repaint phenom. And he shouldn't have.
What?
I mean, I think all of this was clearly done with care, and
she's so nice.
No, I mean, I think that he really put a lot of time and effort into it. It's just, it is still a little bit too much in the Detolfs. It's just too crowded.
I think too much is the problem, and it's the problem everywhere. Even if you look at the DVD stuff, it's overdone. The little stuff, to me, stuff like this drives me nuts. If you look at the second row down on the DVD shelf, the one set of stuff leaning up against the others, that makes the whole space look messy. Then you add onto it the entire desk space.
I think the way to make those DVDs look cool is instead of keeping them all up vertically, turn some of them horizontally, put some figures on them. You could make it stack and use it as a place to also keep figures, and then it's a little bit more interesting.
Smart.
Yeah, get rid of your card backs, bro. They tarnish everything. If he got rid of the card backs and he just stored them because he doesn't want to take them out, store them and then spread your out, you're going to be in better shape. In the photo with the desk, with the rabbit and that alien face peeking above, how much do you think they've seen?
That little peekaboo?
How much do you think they've seen?
Look at that, Satan. Do you see the Satan goat?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. What's up with the demon?
He's got the little Satan goat in front of the the fuse box.
Yes.
He's back, high energy in here.
But I do think he's put actually a lot of effort into it, and I think that he's done it very neatly. It's still
it's too much.
Overwhelming, yeah.
If you look at the picture they sent with the whole space, it gives you a better idea of what you're looking at, and I do think it's a bit better. I think the stuff the long boxes and stuff, that's where it starts to look more like a storage facility and less like a display space.
I almost think it would look better if you put that TV in the corner, you just make kind of a little cozy sitting area to watch TV, and then it seems off balance to me.
It does.
When I look at it in this whole space.
Get rid of your bankers boxes, get rid of your card backs, and move around, and I think you would feel much relief.
I would say you have a fair amount. You don't have an overcrowding problem. I think you just have a setup problem.
I see what you're saying. You have the space to not have an overcrowding problem, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think we just rethink the way that this room is laid out. It's all right. I know it's a pain in the to take everything off, even the shelves, but I think if you just reorganize this space and just remove the furniture around, I think you could have some cool stuff going on.
If you look at the top of the Detolf with the Decepticons in it as well, he knows how to create a pretty cool space of posed figures.
Yeah. Yep.
He can do it.
Also, is that floor carpeted or is that concrete where the dog is? I know the dog's on a carpet. You think the white or the gray is carpeted? I think it's concrete.
It might be concrete.
That's just
I wonder if this is a converted garage. I wonder if it's a converted garage.
That would make sense with the fuse box there.
That's true.
Yeah. Or I thought maybe a basement originally, but now I'm thinking it's a converted garage.
And then that last
dog is exhausted.
That last picture with all the sound waves and blasters,
get it out of there.
It is.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's like,
I kind of like it.
There's care there, but it's too much.
I don't know. It looks so much better in the single picture if that's the same.
Yeah,
yeah. I would maybe consider moving that to the first box at the top. I think it's cool too. I don't think it's bad.
I think Jisk has it right though. Like you have the space. If you rethink it, you might not have to thin the herd.
Thin the herd.
Yeah,
don't
thin
listen.
the shelves. You got to thin the shelves.
Let's go on to the next entry. This is Ryland. This isn't awful. This isn't awful at all.
No, it's not at all.
It's simple.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Like, so he's got a poster of Star Wars obviously above, and he's got some core Star Wars figures below. No issue there. I don't have any complaints. Not one criticism.
Right.
So he's got this Marvel poster, Marvel characters underneath, right? Continuing the theme.
Posed.
They're posed. They're spaced well enough. Like, sharp. No complaints. That looks good to me.
Why are there two different colored floating shelves? Why not the same?
Oh, that's fair.
Call it.
Oh, for like just the Marvel shelves? You're saying each one of those are two different shelves?
Yeah, it looks like it's gray and then one's brown and then over.
It does.
I could be wrong, but I also get like young kid vibe here too. So maybe just working with, what his parents are giving him.
Maybe, but if it is, he's way ahead of the game. The next one,
I totally agree.
But look at the Justice League. He's got the faces up there, and like the comic book print is a different style poster, but it still works. Underneath, he has got the Justice League, and then underneath that, he's got some villains.
Yeah, but why is Batman down there?
Yeah, that is a bit off-putting. I agree.
Well, I think I could see that too. It's like, look, he likes the Batman, doesn't really go with the collection on top. It kind of stylistically wise fits with the ones on the bottom.
The next one, he's got these like helmets.
All I gotta say is I love the fact that the helmets are shoved in a crawl space.
Yeah, but you know what? That crawl space is there, and he took advantage of it.
Light them up. Light them up or something.
I think you need a light, but that's fine.
Yep, some light wouldn't kill you there,
or
because that's not it. Yeah. He did make the best of a weird
He made the best of a weird space. Then we see another picture of like the larger space with the Star Wars poster and the characters underneath. Like, I think it looks great.
I don't think I like the placement though. I feel like the Boba Fett figure should be center stage.
Of the stuff at the bottom? So the stuff at the bottom is unbalanced because you got the tall one on the right. So I agree with you, Robert. Or maybe even move the helmet to the left and then the ship into the middle.
Yeah, because I feel like if you put Boba Fett in the middle, then he's going to kind of run into the shelf, and that's not going to look good either.
Yeah, and I think that the helmet targeting visor is high enough where it will create a level playing field between the helmet and the Hot Toys, and then let the ship sit in the middle.
This guy is not guilty of overcrowding, and I think he deserves a tip of the hat for that.
No, yeah, I think it looks good.
So let's circle back and go back to that Transformer shelf.
So I didn't like the color of first of the actual shelving unit, but when I start looking at the figures and the stuff in it, I don't think it's really going to matter.
No, I don't know. I think if it's white, the figures won't be so lost in there. They won't.
I don't really like that.
I feel like other than that middle shelf, it's not that much of a mess.
You need a white bookshelf. I agree with
you could just paint it white. You could just paint it.
You could do that. You could just paint it white. You don't need to go buy a whole piece of furniture.
But that is the one shelf that looks the worst. And he's got a little sneaker collection. Looks like he's got some kicks over there. Ryland, I think you got a pretty solid setup here, man. You got to fix your Transformers, and that's pretty much all I got for you.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the last entry for the night, which is from Lance. And I want to say first and foremost that Lance has a really nice eye for kind of prints and art and stuff. And, he's got some really good pieces on there. At least 3 out of 4, I'd say, easily. I think the nice Seekers, nice Dinobots, nice Soundwave, and then whatever the other thing is to the left. We're not going to pay too much attention to that, but I think those are some nice choices there. All joking aside,
I think it looks nice. Like it's
I like
well spaced. Like even the square shelf. Like
I like the little corner shelves that he has with like the Deadpools on them and stuff. I think that's a smart little use of the space, and they fit well.
Would you move the what figure is that? The black and white one?
That's got to go. That figure in front of the Deadpool's got to go. Some sort of Venom pool.
Yeah, I definitely, because it makes the statues look cool. They're, like you said, in that corner spot. They look really cool.
Yeah, let them go.
And that thing just...
Yeah.
Get it out of there.
It brings it down.
I like that IKEA Calyx looking. I think it's the Calyx, whatever those things are called.
Yeah, that's what I got right now.
I think it looks good. Like, I think there's not too much in there, and
it's not bad.
The heights aren't terrible.
Some light would help.
I don't like the problem that I have with the Calyx, and it's probably just a personal thing. I don't like that it's not enclosed in the back. I don't like that you can see the wall color through it.
Yeah, you're funny about that.
Yeah. But the way that he has everything in here is fine. It does need lights.
But he's got colored LED lights.
Yeah, he's got lights in it, but they're like backlit, so it actually doesn't do much to help the figures.
Yeah. It's because it doesn't light up anything in the middle.
Right.
It makes it look cool, and I think you could still have that, but you'd still need some individual like puck lights in there.
Agreed. Because like the middle shelves, specifically the middle shelves that aren't on the bottom, dark. They really suffer for that.
Mm-hmm. And now you have more shadow being cast from this purple light on the bottom. All you're doing is just creating shadows with that light around there, unfortunately.
But I do think that this Calyx is overall pretty well laid out. Like, I might tweak it a little bit here and there, but I don't find it overcrowded. I think that a lot of it takes up the vertical space well. I think there's some room for improvement in some shelves. Like, I think if you look at these two Prime shelves in the upper right-hand corner, like, he has that PCS statue of Prime, which is a cool piece, but, like, lift that thing up, you know, and then make your triangle shape, and you're good to go.
Is that the one where he's running? Is that the statue?
Yeah. And then if you look at the one next to it, you got the MP10 with maybe MP01 behind it. I can't really tell, but like lift the Prime robot up a bit, you know, take advantage of that space, see a little bit more of the figure, et cetera, because he's got risers in some of these shelves. Like he has an eye for it.
Right.
Does he have 3? I didn't even know there were Care Bear pops.
Yeah. How you like that?
I do like it. I liked the Care Bears.
Yeah.
Well,
but
there
there's
you go.
3 of the same one, I think.
Maybe he has a favorite Care Bear. It's the Good Luck Bear.
Yeah.
And it looks like
and
it looks like there's a little note on one. Like there might be some meaning to all that for him.
Yeah, they have different stickers.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
I think you just need some lighting. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Bigger prints.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know?
Yeah, bigger art prints go back.
Yeah.
I think that artist sells bigger prints.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you hit him up,
make some stars. Hit him up.
Yeah, hit him up.
Give him a shot.
Do it. I would start with the one on the left though, whatever that Baber's Prime artist. Start with that guy first.
Cheese Pull, Spider-Man and Friends,
Care Bears.
Only the Good Luck Bear.